Joe Douglas has done a lot of things right since becoming the New York Jets general manager. He's drafted guys like Quinn Wilson, Elijah Moore, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and many others. He's also done something wrong. With the second overall pick in 2021, he took Zach Wilson, the biggest miss so far of his career as general manager. A team that's arguably a quarterback away from contending is currently stuck with a guy they don't even want, who they drafted a year ago, second overall. The Jets have some options, though, to fix that in the upcoming offseason, and I'm here to break it down to the 5 options the Jets have to make their team better for 2023 at quarterback. Now, let's talk about option 1, the obvious choice with the news that just broke this week, Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr is a good quarterback. He's typically been very good to average. In his career, the most passing yards thrown a year is 4,800, which he just did in 2021. But his 2022 season has been bad, only passing for 3,500 yards and having barely under a 61% completion percentage. In back-to-back years, he's thrown 14 interceptions, which is a career high for him in a season. But Derek Carr brings something that the Jets haven't had since, arguably, Chad Pennington: stability. Carr is not the big, flashy guy. He's not a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes type. He's a Kirk Cousins type, where you know what he's going to do, you know his limitations, you know his strengths. That's key for the Jets right now, as they currently have a roster built to go on a run. They need someone who's stable, who will not make the bad decisions that will cost you games like Zach Wilson has this year. Derek Carr could be that guy. But I'm going to ask you this. Is he worth giving up the assets you'd have to give up to get him? The Raiders currently need a lot of picks. They need to overhaul their roster. They're going to ask for a first. Are they going to get a first? I don't know. But odds are, as a quarterback, they're probably getting a first. So what's the most you're willing to give up for Derek Carr? I'd say 2 second-round picks. But we'll just find out how desperate the Jets are to upgrade over Zach Wilson. Now let's talk about option 2, Jimmy Garoppolo. And I know Jimmy Garoppolo is not the sexiest name, even though he is arguably the best-looking guy in the NFL. He is a fine quarterback, and he'd be perfect for the Jets as they come from San Francisco. The offense coordinator, head coach, both come from San Francisco. They're familiar with Jimmy Garoppolo. They run the same offensive scheme as Kyle Shanahan does. They're familiar with how Garoppolo plays, so it makes the most sense that they'd go get Jimmy Garoppolo. He is a free agent, so you wouldn't have to give up draft assets to get him, and he's probably not going to be all that expensive. But what are the issues with going out with Jimmy Garoppolo instead of a Derek Carr, like I just previously mentioned? Jimmy Garoppolo is a worse version of Derek Carr. He just is. And that's not saying Derek Carr's great or anything. Derek Carr's good. Jimmy Garoppolo's average. And we did see the 49ers go to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. But it's what a lot of people don't remember. That was because the 49ers just ran the ball. Everyone points out, oh, Jimmy took them to the Super Bowl. The NFC Championship game, they didn't throw much. They ran all over the Green Bay Packers. The NFC Divisional round in 2021, or 2022, however you want to say it, when they went to Green Bay, they ran the ball over them. They won in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo in that game. And you can say, oh, he took it to the Rams. He did fine against the Rams. But they were in that game despite Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers found an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy and possibly Trey Lance. But to say the Jets should go out and get him, I don't believe that's something they should do, even though it makes the most sense with who knows him in that organization and how much he would cost to get. Now let's talk about option 3, Baker Mayfield. And I know, Baker Mayfield is not the guy you'd picture with the Jets. He's not the best quarterback in the NFL, but he's fine. He's actually better than Jimmy G in my opinion, and he's not that far off from Derek Carr. I'd even argue some weeks Baker Mayfield is Derek Carr. But Baker's not the elite guy. He's not the Josh Allen, he's not the Patrick Mahomes, but what he is that Derek Carr isn't is a free agent. They don't have to give up any draft assets to get Baker Mayfield. In doing that, gives you the option to draft a guy, maybe in the second or third round, to see if they have something. Now, Baker Mayfield, this would be his 4th team in a couple years, going from the Browns, the Panthers, the Rams, to the Jets. But has anyone noticed what type of offense Baker excels at? It's the West Coast offense. It's what they ran in Cleveland when he was good, and it's what they're running in LA with him right now. The West Coast offense helps Baker because he's an insanely accurate quarterback. He knows how to hit windows very well. Now, does he have his weaknesses? Yes. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. He doesn't have the Tom Brady gonna surgically cut you up type ability. But what he is, he's accurate, and when you tell him to get to a certain spot, need the ball to get there, it's gonna get there. And the Jets have probably the best thing Baker Mayfield could ask for. Baker struggled with bad O-lines, but he's been very good with average to good O-lines. In Cleveland, when they had rough O-lines in Freddie Kitchens, he struggled. He wasn't the same. Kevin Stefanski comes in and they rebuilt the offensive line. He excelled. Carolina, the offensive line, young, and they're still kind of getting used to each other. He struggled. Goes out to the Rams. The Rams don't have the best offensive line in the world, but Sean McVay knows how to call plays to make them a better O-line. And with Baker Mayfield, he has the ability to call plays to help. Now the issue is, will McVay want to keep Baker in LA? With the uncertainty of Matthew Stafford's health, or if he'll be able to play football again with his injuries, we don't know quite yet. But if I'm the Jets, Baker Mayfield is my number one target in the offseason. Option 4, trade up and draft CJ Stroud. Now I know we're entering the same realm the Jets have been for years. Let's draft a guy. Let's draft the next guy. The difference between CJ Stroud and Zach Wilson is CJ Stroud has more of an NFL type body. Zach Wilson's a smaller guy. He can't take the abuse. As we've seen in his career so far, he's suffered a lot of injuries already. That maybe shot his confidence. CJ Stroud has a bigger body made for the NFL. Now, do I have my concerns with CJ Stroud? Yes. I have my concerns with every college player coming to the NFL. He holds on the ball a little bit too long and is used to having great offensive lines. An issue we see with Ohio State quarterbacks coming to the NFL. But here's something the Jets have. They have a good O-line. They have a great young running back in Breece Hall. They got 2 good receivers in Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis. And they have a defense that's going to make his life easy. Now, you can argue with the defense, you don't want a rookie quarterback, which I get. Rookie quarterbacks make defenses' life harder. So look at the Steelers' Kenny Pickett with how much the defense has had to work out there with a rookie quarterback adjusting the NFL. But here's the thing with CJ Stroud. He'd be on his rookie deal for 5 years. You have 5 years to keep that defense going to build a contention. Derek Carr's contract's already huge. Baker Mayfield, if he were to excel, would get his contract renewed and would be a bigger cap hit. Jimmy Garoppolo, don't really know what to say there. But everyone else would cost money. You go here, the only thing you're giving up is draft picks, which is risky, but this Jets team is built so well by Joe Douglas, I'd say the risk is worth the reward. But as I said there, Baker would be my choice. This would be my second choice because I think CJ Stroud has the ability. He has the arm talent. He has all the tools you want in a franchise quarterback. So I'd say watch out come April for the Jets moving up. So the 5th option is Tom Brady. Now, Jet fans, don't hunt me down. I have my reasoning here. Tom Brady is going to play another year in the NFL, I believe. With how bad the Bucs have been, I don't see this being his last year. And everyone's saying Brady is aged, Brady's been bad. Brady has struggled behind a bad offensive line. Something the Jets have is a very good offensive line. The Jets also have a good running back and good receivers, and a great defense. Now, Brady coming back to the AFC East, not to the Patriots, would be bittersweet for a lot of people in Boston, and I don't know how people in New York would feel about it, but it'd be an immediate upgrade at the quarterback position for the Jets. Tom Brady not only brings his pedigree, his history of Super Bowl wins, he brings his intelligence. He brings his ability to diagnose plays and surgically rip apart defenses. And the Jets have enough talent around him, they could easily be a Super Bowl contender day one. Now, why do I have my doubts about this possibly happening? Well, Brady is older. He, I believe, will be 46 come next season, and he clearly likes playing in warmer weather. Now, do I think Brady's going to be back with the Bucs? I do not, unless there's an overhaul with the coach and staff. I don't think he likes Todd Bowles as head coach. I think him and Byron Leftwich maybe aren't just connecting the right way. There seems to be a lot of issues with him and that coaching staff. If stuff gets fixed there, it's possible he returns to Tampa. But I don't think he returns to Tampa if Bolt's still the head coach. So we need to look somewhere else where he could go. And you got to remember, he is a free agent. And one of the top destinations for any quarterback looking to get to the Super Bowl would be the New York Jets as quarterback. They have a great team. They have a good coach in Robert Saleh that everyone seems to like. And they're kind of the biggest media market in the world. You win in New York, you're a legend forever. And Tom Brady knows that. Jets fans, be cool. It's now time for my overall thoughts. And I kind of gave away of what order I would go with. Number one option would be Baker Mayfield. He won't cost much. He's a good quarterback. He'd be able to play in the system very well. He's got the O-line. He's got the weapons. I think it's a perfect spot for him. Second option would be C.J. Stroud in the draft. I believe in drafting and developing your young quarterback. I believe that he has the tools to be that franchise guy. And just, the Jets need to get the guy for the future. That's why I rank Baker higher than Jimmy G and Derek Carr. He's younger. He can go longer. Third option would be Derek Carr. I think Carr will cost assets, but as I said with the draft picks, the Jets have a really good team. They just need to get a quarterback, and Carr would be that guy. Fourth, it's Tom Brady. And when I say this, Tom Brady is the best quarterback on this board, but he's older, as I said, and we don't know how his body would hold up in the winter now. And you can say he did it in New England. He did it with the Patriots for years. He's older. Bodies tend to age differently. And fifth would be Jimmy Garoppolo. I think it makes the most sense, but I don't like it because I don't think Jimmy G is a great upgrade for the Jets. He's solid, but he's not going to get them past the Bills, the Chiefs, or the Bengals. That's the issue with the Jets, is that they have to get past the big three-headed monster. And now Justin Herbert developing and Trevor Lawrence, they're going to even be more behind if they were to go with a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. I'd like to thank you for watching this video if you made it all the way through. If you like it, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button. If you didn't like it, go down in the comment section, debate me. I'd be more than willing to talk about there. And hey, if you want to stick around, come back and watch next week's video that I'm making on Jaguars, hit that subscribe button. And everyone, have a great day.